So today I want to talk about some of my most anticipated films for this upcoming year, 2022. I know we're already a couple months into it, but to be honest, not a whole lot has already released that I was super thrilled about anyway. Most of the, super anticipated movies are still yet to come. So what I'm going to do is, instead of doing a traditional top 5, because I'm terrible at picking my number one. It's so hard for me because it changes all the time. I'm sure you can relate. You're waiting for a specific thing, and then it's but I kind of want to see this one though. Honestly, I might be looking forward to this one more. So I won't do this in order of most anticipated, but I will go ahead and tell you though, when I get to it, probably my most anticipated film. But yeah, let's jump into it. I've got a list. It's, like I said, it's not a top 5. It's not from most least anticipated to most anticipated or anything like that. These are just a few of the movies that I know are coming, that I've been waiting for ever since I heard about them, and that I can't wait to go out to the theater to see. Now, I'm sure if it was streaming and all kinds of stuff, if I was going to wait until video on demand or something like that, this list would be a lot larger. But these are my most anticipated films for this year that I'm definitely going to show up at the theater to see. So let's hop right in. The first one, and as I said, I would probably tell you, at least right now, this is my most anticipated, the one I'm most excited to see. It looks so damn fantastic. The Batman. Oh my God. If you haven't seen the third trailer for The Batman, go look it up on YouTube. Look up The Batman final trailer. Holy shit. If this doesn't get you excited, I don't know. I can't even relate to you. I'm not sure why you're here, because we're not the same thing. We are not the same kind of people. This movie looks incredible. I love the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. And I'm a huge Batman fan. I love reading Batman comics. I love Batman the Animated Series. I love other Batman series that came out. Batman. What am I thinking of? Okay, there's The Batman, then there's Batman. There's a million different Batman cartoons. Batman Beyond. That's what I was thinking of. Loved that animated series as well. And I'm a diehard for Batman. And I loved Ben Affleck as Batman. I really did. And I'm upset that we don't get to see him more going forward. I would have loved to see him in a solo film. Unfortunately, though, they're Warner Brothers, I don't know. They can't get their shit together. They can't make a cohesive universe to save their life. But that's okay. I'm all right with getting some standalone films that really kick ass. If you can just make standalone films that have nothing to do with the rest of the DC universe, I'm okay with that. Just give me great stuff. This movie looks fantastic, and it seems to me like they are adapting a mix of the comic book storylines of Batman Year One, maybe a little Batman the Long Halloween, and possibly maybe even Dark Victory, which has a little bit more Catwoman in it. I can't wait, man. This looks so good. And when I first heard Robert Pattinson was going to be cast as Batman, I'm like, I don't know, man, Edward. But since then, I've really done a deep dive on his other films and stuff, and this dude is a great actor, and I can't wait to see his version of Batman. It looks fantastic. The cast looks phenomenal. The trailer, like I said, it blows me away. I haven't seen a trailer like this that got me this excited in a long time. So yeah, I've probably wasted enough time talking about that one. But that comes out in 2 weeks, March 4th. So that's the first one. We're going to do it in release order. Like I said, that just happens to be my most anticipated one up first. Okay, moving on. And you're going to notice a trend here. I'm a little bit of a geek, a little bit of a comic book nerd, so bear with me. The next film that I'm most looking forward to is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I've been waiting for years for the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to delve into this multiverse idea. Because I knew that if we were ever going to get, Disney / Marvel Studios version of the X-Men, which will be very different from the version of the X-Men we got in the Fox universe. I knew that this would probably be the way to make it happen, a multiverse, right? So once they started introducing the multiverse earlier this year, I couldn't have been more happy, because I know that somewhere down the line soon is the X-Men, and it looks like, a version of Professor X. Actually, the Fox version of Professor X is going to be in Multiverse of Madness, so can't wait. We might get some Fantastic Four. We're going to get all kinds of different variants of different characters. There's rumors that Tom Cruise is going to show up as a variant of Iron Man from a different universe. Holy crap, dude. I cannot wait to watch this. This comes out May 6, 2022. It was going to come out in March. It was delayed 2 months, unfortunately. But yeah, can't wait for that one. Moving on. John Wick Chapter 4 comes out May 27th. And I don't know. I would say guilty pleasure, but it's not guilty at all. There's no guilt involved at all. I love the John Wick series. Absolutely love it. Ever since the first film, I made it a point to see each one. It continues the story. I love it. So far, they've just literally picked up right where the last one left off. I love how that works. It's like you're reading a book. They call it Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. I love it that it's actually sequential like that, and like it's literally like the first two movies are like, a week or something. It's like a few days span. It's crazy. But I absolutely love the John Wick series. It's ridiculous, gratuitous violence. Forgive me, man. I'm a 90s kid. I love that stuff. I grew up on 80s and 90s shoot 'em up films, and John Wick could not be fucking cooler to me. I absolutely love it. And I just love seeing Keanu Reeves get this like second wind of a career, a little later in life. I think it's fantastic, and just all the recognition he's getting now. I don't think he's the most stellar actor in the world, but I think he's a great dude in general. He seems to be a really good person. And so, yeah, I love seeing this guy win, man. I love seeing that. You know what would have been cool? Originally, John Wick Chapter 4 and The Matrix Resurrections was supposed to come out on the same day in 2020. Yeah, these movies have been done for a while. They've been set to come out for a while. And yeah, they were going to come out on the same day. They were going to call it Keanu Reeves Day, which would have been crazy. I don't know if that's ever been done before. Like, two movies with the same lead actor coming out on the exact same day. But yeah, unfortunately that didn't happen. But we're still getting them, pretty close together, I guess. We got Matrix Resurrections a couple months ago, and we're getting John Wick Chapter 4, May 27th, 2022. Cannot wait. All right, next up is a little bit more lighthearted, a little more family-friendly. I want to see the movie Lightyear. I think it's going to be great, because I've been a fan of the Toy Story franchise ever since the first film released in 1995. I saw it in the theater, and I would say until I was probably in my early 30s, Toy Story was my favorite movie of all time. Not animated film, not kids movie, not, it was my favorite movie of all movies until I was like literally in my early 30s. So I will always have love for the Toy Story franchise. I think that every one of the movies hits the emotional beats and makes you want to tear up at times. And it really just hones in on that idea of what childhood really is, and just playing with your toys and what that was like. And I absolutely love it. So the Lightyear movie is going to be like, they're focusing on a character that supposedly the Buzz Lightyear cartoon character was based off of. So it's supposed to be like, this is the real guy that they based the Buzz Lightyear toy off of. So I'm interested to see it. It looks cool. Who is it? I think it's, who is it doing his voice in it? Maybe Chris Pratt, maybe? Which is weird because, we're used to Tim Allen. But remember, it's not the toy. It's the real guy. It's not even the cartoon version of Buzz Lightyear. It's the real guy that was all based on. So yeah, really excited for that one. Even if I wasn't, I'm sure I'm, going to end up in the theater seeing this one with my kids. So yeah, luckily though, that's one great thing about having kids is you never have to stop watching kids movies because you really want to see them anyway. But you can't justify going by yourself to the theater. But hey, if you got a gang full of kids, you can go see all these animated films. All right, moving on. Thor, Love and Thunder. Another Marvel comic book film. Yeah, man, I don't know much of what we're going to get in this film. I'm just really looking forward to it. Another, addition to the MCU, universe that's going to give us, it's going to further the story a little bit more, bring us a little closer to whatever is going to end up happening. This has Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, and they're bringing back Natalie Portman as Jane, and it looks like they're going to do like a female version of Thor with Jane. They're going to do like a female Thor. So that could be pretty damn cool. I'm excited to see what they do with that. July 8th, 2022. Okay. Jumping away from the superhero and kid stuff for just a minute. Much in the same vein as John Wick Chapter 4. I'm a kind of a sucker for sequels. I'm a Rocky fanatic. I mean, insane Rocky fanatic. But Mission Impossible. I love the Mission Impossible franchise. Some people really love the Fast and the Furious franchise. And it's whatever to me, okay? But in the same vein as that franchise is the Mission Impossible franchise. It's so ridiculous, but I absolutely love it. I love it. Every single one of the movies. I would say, actually, Mission Impossible 2 was kind of lame. 3 wasn't great. But all the ones they put out after that, 4, 5, 6, they're so damn good. They're so fun. And this is another one that I have been a huge fan ever since the first one came out in 1996. I went to the theater. I saw it with my friend. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, right? I didn't know anything about the original Mission Impossible series or anything like that, but I just loved this character, Ethan Hunt, and this Mission Impossible force. And ever since then, every time one of these movies comes out, I have to see it. And like I said, they're literally getting better and better. I love the first one. It's a lot more like espionage, spy action, a little less like crazy over-the-top action like the rest of the films. But, man, the stakes get bigger. It gets crazier each time. But that's not it. It's the movies get more fun, I just love them. I can't wait for Mission Impossible 7. That comes out September 30th, so we still got a little bit of a wait for that. Okay, next up is another comic book-based film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. And I thought that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which came out, 3 years ago now, was one of the best comic book movies ever made. And definitely one of the movies that looked and felt most like an actual comic book on screen. This one, they're going to open up the multiverse even more, right? You're going to get even more variants and versions of different characters. I can't wait to see this. They're going to throw in Spider-Man 2099. He's going to show up at some point, and I can't wait to see the other variants that they throw into this thing. It's going to be awesome. Like I said, I loved the first one so much. I mean, I've watched it a million times with my kids. They love it, and I cannot wait for Part 1 of the sequel. All right. One more comic book film. One more. Not one more. Okay, there's a lot of these. Okay, next up is The Flash. Another multiverse film, but this side on the DC comic side of things. So, this is going to shake things up. This might actually be able to fix DC's, Warner Brothers' problem with having a cohesive superhero universe. The Justice League universe that they're been trying to build over there for many years now, just hasn't worked out so well. But this one could fix it because they're going to be exploring alternate timelines and bringing different versions of different characters in. Much in the same vein as Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Isn't it funny how both of these big comic book titans, on screen are doing their multiverse thing at the same time? They did the same thing with the comics, years ago, like in the multiverse, like 1970s. But yeah, always in competition, DC and Marvel. I think for the movies, it's not much of a competition at all, but I still enjoy these DC films. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people don't like them. They talk trash on them. I think there's some solid films in there. And The Flash is one of my favorite DC characters. My son and I love the Flash TV series. We're caught up on all the seasons, waiting to watch season 8. we're just huge fans. And as I already said, I'm a huge Batman fan. And this movie is bringing back Michael Keaton as an older version of Batman from a different universe. That is going to be so damn badass. Okay, I'm running a little long here. Let's move on. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Oh, sorry. The Flash comes out November 4th, 2022. All right, getting a little closer to the end of the year, we've got Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with this since the loss of Chadwick Boseman, who was playing T'Challa, the Black Panther. I don't know exactly I don't think anyone knows what they're going to do. Who are they going to bring in as the next Black Panther? What's really cool about the character Black Panther is it is a legacy character. So it's supposed to have different people in the role, throughout different lifetimes. And so it does get passed down. It's like a mantle that gets passed down into different characters. And so, it won't feel like, as much as they are forced to do it, and Chadwick Boseman would have been so amazing to continue in this character. He did such a wonderful job bringing it to life. But it's actually still cohesive in the story to have someone else take up the Black Panther mantle. And so I think they can pull off something really great with this thing. I can't wait to see it. What else? What else we got? That's it. Those are my most anticipated. There's a couple honorable mentions. I will definitely probably see Morbius, but I just don't hold it in as high of esteem as these other films that I'm looking forward to. Black Adam, I'll definitely see that one. The Aquaman film, I may just wait for video on that one. But I'm not as big of a fan as the sidebar characters, but I love Batman and I love The Flash over at DC. So any Batman movie that comes out, I'm definitely going to see that film. But yeah, Aquaman might just wait for streaming, and Black Adam maybe as well. It depends what they do with this Flash movie. If this Flash movie just blows me away, it's going to suck me into caring about what happens in all of these other DC films. All right, guys, I've been running a ridiculously long time. This is so much longer than I intended it to be. Thank you so much for listening. And I think I'm going to do one for my favorite or my most anticipated TV series. If you guys are interested in that at all, let me know in the comments below and tell me a couple of your favorite or your most anticipated films of 2022 in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends if they're into this type of stuff. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. And if you do decide to stick around and subscribe, then I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.